Hello viewers, good morning. Myself I am K. Bhaskar, working as Assistant Professor in Department of Chemistry at SRR Government Arts and Science College, Karimnagar. In this video presentation, we are going to continue our discussion on the topic amines. As you already know, in the last video presentation, we have discussed the definition, classification, nomenclature, preparation of amines, as well as basicity of amines. And also in the last video presentation, we have learned the separation of primary, secondary, tertiary amines using Hinsberg reaction, in which we have used the benzene sulfonyl chloride as a reagent, which is also known as Hinsberg reagent, right? And also we have learned there about the distinguished tests between the primary, secondary, tertiary amines, that is reaction with nitrous acid as well oxidation reactions. There in the oxidation reaction, different amines will form different products by using different oxidizing agents. Now in this video presentation, we are going to continue our discussion about the amines. In this video presentation, we are going to concentrate our discussion on the aromatic amines, right? And if you look at the learning outcomes, these are the learning outcomes. By the end of the video presentation, we are going to learn about the definition of aromatic amines, classification of aromatic amines, and as well we will cover the properties of aromatic amines, right? You see here in the slide, what are aromatic amines? These are the similar to that of amines, aliphatic amines. That means the aromatic amines are considered as the regarded as the derivatives of ammonia, in which we get the aromatic amines by the replacement of hydrogen atom in the ammonia with the aromatic benzene ring like phenyl groups, right? By the replacement of hydrogen atoms with the phenyl ring, we will get the aromatic amines. You can see in the slide, this is the aniline, which is also known as you see here, this is the aromatic aniline, aromatic amine, that is aniline. In shortcut, we will treat it as we will write it as a pH group, right? And similar to that of aliphatic amines, our aromatic amines are also classified into two types. You can see in the slide, that is aromatic amines in which NH2 group is directly attached to the benzene nucleus, and the another category is aryl alkyl amines, in which here the nitrogen atom is not directly connected to the benzene ring, but it is connected to the another carbon, that is called benzylic carbon. So in this way, the aromatic amines are classified into two types. One is aromatic amines, in which the amino group is directly attached to the benzene ring. The another one is aryl alkyl amines, in which the NH2 group is indirectly connected to the aromatic benzene nucleus, right? And similar to that of aliphatic amines, our aromatic amines are also classified into three types: primary amines, secondary amines, tertiary amines. What are primary amines? Primary aromatic amines, in which the nitrogen atom is connected to one aryl group. Secondary amines means in which the nitrogen atom is connected to two aryl groups. Such amines are called as aromatic secondary amines. Similarly, in tertiary aromatic amines, our nitrogen atom is connected to three phenyl groups, right? And if you look at the certain examples of aromatic amines, generally we'll come across these compounds in the textbook, right? Those are aniline, in which NH2 group is connected to benzene ring. The second one you see here, that is toluidine, in which the CH3 group along with the NH2 group, we will also see CH3 group, that is methyl group. Here we will call it as a what do you call paratolidine. That is paratolidine, because in this the CH3 group is at para position to the amino group. And the last one you see here, this is called benzyl amine. This is called benzylic carbon, which is also known as a benzyl amine, right? And coming to the another examples of amines, you see here, these are the examples, that is aniline, paraphenylene diamine, which is also known as 1,4 diaminobenzene, and the last one you see here 1,3,5 triaminobenzene. These are the examples of primary amines, right? Generally in aromatic amines, the primary amines are very important, especially example that is aniline. This is very important. Now we will try to discuss about this primary aromatic amines, that is aniline. You see here, coming to the you see here, now let us discuss about the preparation of aniline, right? Similar to that of aliphatic amines, our aromatic amines like aniline is also obtained by the reduction reaction. You can see in this the nitrobenzene, right? This nitrobenzene, by treating with the metal in presence of acid medium or in presence of a lithium aluminum hydride, we will get the aniline as the product, in which the nitro group is reduced to NH2 group, right? Similarly, we can also get the aromatic amines by using reducing agents like metal in presence of hydrogen, especially nickel, palladium, platinum in presence of hydrogen. If there is any withdrawing group like esters in the benzene nucleus, right? In that situation, we use this reducing agent to obtain our aniline as the product. Here, the ethyl para-aminobenzoate is the product obtained in this reduction reaction, right? And if you look at the second preparation, that is by aminolysis of aryl halides also, we get this aniline. You see here, this chlorobenzene, upon treating with the ammonia at high temperature and high pressure in presence of cuprous chloride, we will get this aniline as the product. Similarly, we have already discussed this second example, that is due to the presence of true withdrawing groups like nitro group on the benzene nucleus, the benzene nucleus will become activated, thereby this chloro group can easily displaced by the ammonia, that is amine group. Due to the presence of these two withdrawing groups in the reactant like nitro groups, the chloro group can be easily substituted by the ammonia, because here you see generally due to the presence of lone pair on the chlorine atom, this will involve in the resonance, thereby the bond, the nature of bond between the carbon and the chlorine atom is of a double bond. This is of double bond nature, right? So because of this reason, it is very difficult to replace the chlorine atom on the benzene ring. But here in our case, due to the presence of two withdrawing groups like nitro group and another nitro group, this chlorine can be easily replaced by the another nucleophiles, right? And coming to the another preparation method, that is by aminolysis of phenols also we can prepare the amines. You can see here this OH group, that is phenol, will react with the ammonia in presence of anhydrous zinc chloride at higher temperature, that is 300 degrees Celsius. We will get this amine as the product, right? Similarly, we have also seen this reaction, that is Hofmann degradation reaction. This involves Hoffman rearrangement. Usually in this, the amides are converted into primary amines. Here in this we have taken benzamide as the reactant. Upon treating, subjecting with the halogen like bromine in presence of a base medium, that is alkali, sodium hydroxide, we will get this primary amine, that is aniline, as the product. In this, very simple, how to write the product in this reaction? Just we have to remove the CO group and connect the NH2 group to the benzene ring, right? This reaction, in this reaction, if you look at the mechanism, we will see the formation of isocyanate as the intermediate. Isocyanate. We will see the formation of phenyl isocyanate as the intermediate, which is obtained by the rearrangement of a phenyl ring from the carbon to the nitrogen atom, that is nitrene. Rearrangement of nitrene to the phenyl isocyanate is called Hoffman rearrangement, which we have already covered this reaction, right? Similarly, now let us discuss about the properties of aromatic amines. Especially in this video presentation, we discuss about the preparation properties of aromatic amine, that is aniline, right? Here in this, you can see the structure of aniline. You can see here it is having a amine group attached to the benzene ring. So it shows two types of properties. One is the properties due to the amino group. This is first type of category. And our aniline will also show properties due to the involvement of a benzene ring in the reactions. Therefore, the aniline shows two types of properties. The properties of aniline can be easily analyzed by categorizing these properties into two categories. The first category is due to the reactions due to the amine group of the aniline. The second category is reaction due to the benzene nucleus of the aniline. Now let us discuss about the first type of properties, that is reactions due to the amino group. The reactions in which the NH2 group is involved, right? The first one, you can see here, acylation reaction, which is also known as a Schotten-Baumann reaction, right? It is a very important reaction. This is a name of reaction called a Schotten-Baumann reaction. What is Schotten-Baumann reaction? The acetylation of aromatic amines are called as Schotten-Baumann reaction. You see here, the aromatic amines, aniline, will undergo N-acylation by treating with the acetyl chloride in presence of pyridine as the base, right? In presence of pyridine, the N-acylation of aromatic amines by using acid chloride, we will get the N-aryl substituted amides. N-aryl substituted amides, right? These N-aryl substituted amides are called as anilides. These are called as anilides, right? What are anilides? The N-aryl substituted aromatic N-aryl substituted amides are called as anilides, right? In this slide, I have shown you two examples. One is we have taken acetyl chloride as the reactant. Another one, we have taken benzoyl chloride as the reagent. In the first one, the reagent acetyl chloride, when it is treated with the aniline in presence of pyridine, we have got acetanilide as the product. Similarly, in the second reaction, the aniline reacts with benzoyl chloride in presence of a base like potassium hydroxide. We will get the benzanilide as the product, right? This acetylation of aniline in presence of base medium to give aryl substituted amides, which are also known as anilides or anilides. This reaction is called as a Schotten-Baumann reaction, right? Similar to that of aliphatic primary amines, our aromatic primary amines like aniline will also involve in carbylamine reaction. What is carbylamine reaction? this reaction involves the formation of a isocyanide which is having a unpleasant smell. This unpleasant smell is helpful to recognize whether the given amine is primary or not. This is a very important reaction to identify whether the given amine is primary or not. If the given amine is of primary type, then the amine, upon performing the carbylamine reaction, we will get the unpleasant smell of isocyanide. Right? In this way, in carbylamine reaction, the primary amines like aniline is converted into phenyl isocyanide by treating the primary amines with the chloroform in presence of base medium. Right? And coming to the another reaction, that is condensation reaction. You see here, the aniline will undergo condensation with the benzaldehyde to form imine, which is also known as benzylidene aniline, which is also known as benzanilin. This product formed here is known as Schiff's base. This product formed is known as Schiff's base, right? And another reaction is a mustard oil reaction. This is also a reaction which we use in identification of primary amine like aniline in the laboratory, because in this reaction, when we subject this aniline to the carbon disulfide in a presence of excess of mercury chloride, we will get the phenyl isocyanate, phenyl thioisocyanate, right? This is the phenyl thioisocyanate, because here sulfur is there, therefore it is called as phenyl thioisocyanate. This is not phenyl cyanate, isocyanate, this is phenyl thioisocyanate, which is having a smell just like that of mustard oil. Therefore, this reaction is called as a mustard oil reaction, right? Now, let us discuss about the second type of reactions of aniline in which the benzene nucleus involves, right? The properties of aniline under second category, that is reactions due to the benzene nucleus in the aniline, right? And if you look at the slide, here the benzene is connected to NH2 group in the aniline, right? Generally, these kind of monosubstituted benzenes, in these monosubstituted benzenes, the incoming group is directed by the already attached substituent. Here the already attached substituent is NH2 group. This already attached substituent will direct the incoming electrophile to come either to occupy the ortho position or para position or meta position. But here, if you look at the orientation effect, this is called orientation. What is orientation? Orientation effect is nothing but this is the phenomenon in which the monosubstituted benzene, the already connected substituent, will direct the incoming electrophiles or the nucleophiles to come and take the position of ortho position or the para position or the meta position. And if you look at the orientation effect of this NH2 group, this you see here, this NH2 group is a electron withdrawing group. You can see here in the resonance structures, right? This is a electron withdrawing group. You see here these electrons are involved in the resonance. Thereby the benzene ring gets activated. You know, the electronic effects are much more shown effectively at the ortho and para positions, right? That is called electronic effects. Generally, electronic effects are more at ortho and para positions. Ortho and para positions, the electronic effects are high. That means, due to the presence of electron donating group, since the benzene nucleus is activated, since the benzene nucleus got higher electron density, that electron density will be high at ortho and para positions, which we can clearly understand from the resonance structures. You see here the minus charge is at the ortho and as well as para positions. Ortho, para, right? In this way, always the electronic effects are high at the ortho and para positions. Because of this reason, since our amine group is a electron donating group, and those electrons are high at ortho and para positions that we have seen in the slide, the electrophile will come and occupy the ortho and para positions. That means our NH2 group is a ortho para directing group. This is a ortho para directing group. This NH2 group is a ortho para directing group. That means it will direct the incoming nucleophile to the ortho position and para position, right? Now you got to understand the point. Since our NH2 group is a ortho para directing group, its electronic effects are more at ortho and para position. Therefore, the electrophile will come and attack the ortho and para positions in the aniline. The second important point regarding this aniline is this is a powerful, strong ring activating, strong activating group. This is a strong activating group, ring activating group, right? Ring. This will act as a strong ring activating group. Thereby, the benzene nucleus gets higher electron density. Therefore, its reactivity is high compared to the normal benzene. Compared to the normal benzene, due to the presence of this strong ring activating group like NH2 group in the aniline involves in electrophilic substitution reaction very easily, even by using the weak reagents also the substitution takes place, right? And if you look at the examples of electrophilic substitution of aniline, just now I have told you that the NH2 group is a strong ring activating group. Thereby, the substitution takes place very easily in the aniline. You can see here in this aniline, when this aniline is subjected to bromine in presence of water, the bromination takes place at 3 positions. If you recollect the electrophilic substitution on the benzene, especially halogenation in benzene, generally the benzene will undergo halogenation at 1 position only to give bromobenzene as the product. But here in the case of aniline, because of the strong ring activating group like NH2 group in the aniline, it activates the benzene ring much more. Thereby, it undergoes electrophilic substitution rigorously at all the 3 positions. You see here, we have seen the formation of 2,4,6 tribromo aniline as the product. And here is a question for you. Why the tri-substituted product in this reaction? Right? Why it is? Because in this the NH2 group is a strong activating group. NH2 group is a strong activating group. Thereby, the ring gets activated. Therefore, the substitution takes place very easily at 3 positions. Right? This is what the reason. And here is another question for you. How to prepare monobromo aniline? Generally, just now we have seen that aniline is a more reactive towards bromine. We will get a tri-substituted compound, that is tribromo aniline as the product. But my question is, how to prepare the monobromo aniline as the product? How to prepare it? So for that, we need to convert this strongly activating NH2 group into moderately activating group. So for that, what we have to do? We have to convert the strong activating group like NH2 group. This is a strong activating group. We have to convert this strong activating NH2 group into moderately activating group. This is moderately activating group, right? This moderately activating group is nothing but amide group. Due to the presence of this moderately activating amide, you see here in this acetonylide, we have converted the aniline into acetonylide by treating with the Schotten-Baumann reaction, that is acetylation of aromatic amines in presence of acetyl chloride pyridine. We will get the aryl substituted amide, that is anylides. Especially here we have seen the formation of acetonylide. This is the Schotten-Baumann reaction, right? This acetonylide will give the para-bromoacetonylide. That means when we subject this acetonylide to the bromination in acetic acid, bromine in presence of acetic acid, bromination takes place at one position, that is at para position. Actually, our intention is to prepare the para-bromoaniline. So here we have to remove the acetyl group by the hydrolysis. We will get the para-bromoaniline, right? During this preparation of para-bromoaniline, we have not directly synthesized this para-bromoaniline from the aniline, because the problem is the NH2 group is a strongly activating group. It will undergo bromination at 3 positions. To avoid that situation, what we have done here, we converted this NH2 group into moderately activating NH2 amide group, which will undergo bromination at 1 position. After that, we have to remove the acetyl group to give our desired para-bromoaniline as the product, right? Once again, here is a question for you, that is why acetonylide is less reactive. Just now I have explained you why acetonylide is less reactive, because in this the lone pair of electrons are not directly involved in the resonance towards the benzene nucleus, but due to the presence of this withdrawing group on the nitrogen atom in the amides, what happens here? The lone pair of electrons not only involve in the resonance towards benzene nucleus, but also involve in the resonance towards electron withdrawing group, that is keto group, right? Because of these resonance structures of acetonylide, we can understand that the electron pair on the nitrogen atom is somewhat less available on the nitrogen, which is involved in the resonance towards the electron withdrawing group attached to the nitrogen atom. These electrons will not easily involve in the resonance towards benzene ring. These electrons will not easily involve in the resonance towards benzene. Therefore, this will act as a moderately activating. This will act as a moderately activating group. Thereby, it will undergo bromination at 1 position, right? Similarly, here we can see that the another example, that is electrophilic substitution reactions on aniline, that is nitration. Just now I have told you that NH2 group is the ortho-para directing group, but here in this case, you see here, when we subject this aniline to the nitration by using this nitrating mixture, that is nitric acid and sulfuric acid, from this we will get the nitroelectrophile, right? But the important thing is, if you observe here, we have obtained the meta substituted product. Even though NH2 group is a ortho-para directing group, this is a ortho-para directing group. Already we have seen the resonance structures, but here the electrophile occupied the meta position. We got the meta nitroaniline as the product. What might be the reason? The reason is, why the meta product obtained in this reaction? Even though the NH2 group is a ortho-para directing group, we obtain the meta product. Why? Because the answer is, you see here, proteination takes place. Proteination of aniline takes place. Due to which, what happens? Anilinium ion is formed, which is a meta directing group. That is, here the lone pair of electrons, here the lone pair of electrons are protonated by the acid medium to give the anilinium ion, right? That is NH3 group. Anilinium ion is obtained, which is a meta-directing group. Now you got the idea? Here in the aniline, our NH2 group is no more present in the form of NH2. It is converted into NH3 plus in the acid medium. That is what here you can see the protonation of aniline takes place. The formation of anilinium ion, which is being a meta-directing group, right? Now, my question is how to prepare the para-nitroaniline. Just now we have seen that in the aniline protonation takes place during the reaction of nitration. That is nitronium ion is formed, which is a meta-directing group from which we will get the meta-nitroaniline. But my question is how to prepare the para-nitroaniline. That means we have to avoid the protonation of aniline. If we avoid the protonation of aniline during the reaction, then we can get the para substituted product, which we see in this slide. You can see here, again here in this case what we did here, in order to prepare the para nitroaniline, we have not directly performing the nitration on the aniline to get the para nitroaniline, because during the reaction what happens? Protonation takes place. So for that we are following the series of reactions. You can see here, first we are converting this strong ring activating NH2 group into moderately ring activating amide group. Now this amide group, you see here, this amide group is a less sensitive towards the acid medium. That means here there is no protonation of NH2 group takes place. Right now this is a orthopara directing group. So thereby when we subject this acetonilide to the nitration, we will get the para nitroacetonilide as the product. Once again I am notifying you here that acetonilide in this, the amide group is does not sensitive towards the protonation in acid medium. Thereby the amide in the acetonilide is a moderately ring activating group, that is orthopara directing group. When we subject this acetonilide to the nitration, we will get the para nitroacetonilide as the product, right? When we hydrolyze this amide group in presence of acid medium followed by heating, we will get our desired para nitroaniline. In this way we can indirectly prepare the para nitroaniline, right? For that what we are doing here, we are converting the NH2 group into acetonilide, right? Right. If you look at the another example, that is electrophilic substitution reactions on aniline, that is sulfonation. In this, generally during the sulfonation reaction we use the sulfuric acid as the reagent, from which we will get the neutral sulfur triaxide electrophile, which will involve in the electrophilic substitution reaction. But here in this case our aniline is a proton sensitive towards protonation. Just now we have seen during the nitration reaction, yes, this aniline involves in the protonation. That means this aniline in this NH2 group will behave like a base and will form the salt, that is anilinium hydrogen sulfate, which is of salt. Of course, when we heat this up to 180 degrees Celsius, it will lose its water molecule to form sulfamic acid. This sulfamic acid further heating for 3 hours at 180 degrees Celsius, we will see the rearrangement of this sulfamic group towards the ring to get the parasulfonic aniline, that is parasulfanilic acid, right? This is what the electrophilic substitution reaction on aniline, right? Now if you try to summarize what we have learned in this video presentation regarding the aromatic amines, the important points are similar to that of aliphatic amines. Our aromatic amines are also considered as the derivatives of ammonia. By the replacement of hydrogen atom with the phenyl groups, we will get the aromatic amines. Aromatic amines are also basic in nature, but they are less basic when we compare to the aliphatic amines. And we have covered the preparation of aromatic amines. We have discussed the properties of amines, which are of two types. The first type involves the reactions due to the NH2 group. The second type involves reactions due to the benzene nucleus. And especially the NH2 group is a strong ring activating group. This is a orthopara directing group. Due to the presence of a strong ring activating group like NH2 group in the aniline easily involved in the electrophilic substitution reactions. Its reactivity is very high compared to the benzene. Therefore, we can see the tri-substituted product during the halogenation reaction. And of course, we have also seen the important reaction, that is nitration reaction, during which we have seen the meta-substituted product, that is meta-nitroaniline is obtained, which is due to the protonation of NH2 group during the reaction, which is a meta-directing group. And we have also seen the preparation of para-nitroaniline, which we cannot usually get from the aniline directly, right? And we have also learned how to prepare the monobromoanilines. Generally, we will get the tri-substituted bromoanilines, but we have also seen how to prepare the monobromoaniline, and also we have seen the how to prepare the para-nitroanilines, which we get by converting the NH2 group into less moderately activating group like amides. Then after, we will remove the amide group by the hydrolysis, thereby we will get the desired products, right? And and I think now you are feeling very comfort with what we have discussed, the concepts in this video presentation regarding the aromatic amines. And finally, if you have any doubts, please post your questions or doubts in the comment section. There your questions will be answered. And finally, here is a proverb for you: nurture the nature for the future, right? Protect the nature. Thank you for going through the video presentation, right? In the next video presentation, we will continue our discussion about the aromatic amines, right?